I mean, like, drop a rhyme, not like drop.
Well, hey, I'm Austin. I guess I'll start now. I'll start with the basics. I'm probably the laziest, hopefully the laziest turd that's ever going to come through this class. I view myself as an entertainer. I've played music for years. I was in orchestra for a long time. I've been in theater for the past 2 years now. I love getting up. I love getting up and performing. I love getting up and talking in front of people. This is something I love doing. Last year, I was helping my friend Devin work on his Capstone project. His was making an album based on his high school experience. And I said, okay, I want to do something along the same lines of that. I want to make an album. And a music album. And my project has changed in small ways and in big ways, and over the past week, a single week, ever since the last time I presented, it's changed a lot. And I was like, okay, how can I still put myself out there and do what I like doing? But about a week ago, I was like, you know what? My album, the original, sorry, I'm rambling. The original idea was to make an album about my high school experience. But my twist on it was each song was going to be a different event in my life, and each song was going to be a different genre of music. And the idea was I would get myself out of my comfort zone. I would do different things when it comes to music, and it would try and give me a go out there. So eventually I was like, you know what, this isn't as fun as I thought it was. And I was like, okay. And while I was writing the rap song on the album, this was supposed to be like the serious one for me, like during the whole album. Because it was going to talk about like my upbringing and my family life and everything. I was like, you know what, this is a lot more fun than I thought it would be. And I changed it to be a rap album instead. And here I have the instrumental for it. This was the instrumental for that song. What? And I don't know, the feeling I was going for here was kind of somber, like kind of like a weight. About a week ago, I was like, you know what? This is fun, but it's still not something that like, I don't know. It's always been like music's been like an outlet for me to get my feelings out there, not always verbally, not always like, but to just put a feeling out there. And I said, you know what? I'm still not having as much fun with this as I thought. I don't plan on doing something with music later. Music is always just going to be a part. It's always going to be a part of my life, but it's not something I'm going to pursue or going to. And I thought about this, and I was like, well, I don't know. Music's fun to me, so what can I do that's still fun? And I changed my project like an idiot about a week ago. And I was like, okay, well, what is something that's different, that I've been putting a lot of my time into, that that's still a way for me to put myself out there and tell a story and things like that. And a few months ago, Michael right here, he was hosting a D&D game, Dungeons and Dragons, and it was his own personal, like, it was his narrative. He came up with the story. He came up with everything. And I was like, okay, that's cool. I want to do something like that. Like, it was fun. And we had like a large group together, and it was like a genuinely good time. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna make my own, based around my favorite anime. So I based it around my favorite anime, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. This was the character sheet for it. I put, about 30 pages worth of characters, plots, ideas, places, side stories, names, you know, the usual. And it's a lot of like, I put a lot of time into this, just like thinking, okay, what can I talk about, what can I do? Because when it comes to this, it's a completely like, barely leading. I'm just telling the story as it's going on. And I was like, okay, this is still a way for me to be entertaining and do things like this, but still, I don't know. So, one thing about oh boy, can't tell I'm kind of nervous. Kind of. I don't know. I'm open for questions right now. Like, yes, Mike.
For the layman who does not know exactly what D&D is or how it works, could you please explain that?
Yes, please. Could you elaborate on how these things work?
Okay, so basically it's a group of people getting together with okay, they're leading the story. I'm telling it, but they're leading it. So it'd be like, okay, I want to do something with this. And I'd say, okay, if you want to do something with this, roll a die. You have to get this. You have to try. It's completely like luck-based, but it's still fun. Yes, Sean?
So overall, how much time would you say that you've invested into this project?
Into this one right here?
Yes.
Months.
Yes.
Into this one right here, I've put months into this.
Okay.
I've all these right here are all just side things. This is all extra right here. And then once it gets down into this, these are like the actual like people I was going, don't look at that, that's you. Don't look at that. What's up?
And also might I inquire as to why this wasn't your initial project rather than the
the reason I wanted to do a music album was not to grow and do things with music later in life. It was because I wanted to do something fun. I wanted to do something that put myself out there. But when I tried to write music, it just felt incredibly personal. Like it was almost uncomfortable for me to try and tell my story like that. This doesn't tell my story at all. This is just a story, a narrative that I want to tell. Yes? So,
the dudes who make D&D, they usually release large campaigns, just like you've done here in what are called modules. So your project was essentially you created a D&D campaign?
Yeah, I created a D&D campaign. It's all completely like, I put them in like a specific area and I say, okay, do whatever you want. Go crazy. You guys have these powers. You can do whatever you want. You're a group, you're a team. Go out there, have fun. And I wasn't going to lead them anywhere. I have this entire setting in my head. This town, this giant city. There's a north side, a south side, east, west, deserts, mountains, beaches. I've got it all planned out in my head. And I say, okay, you are in the heart of it right now. Go wherever you want. This is your adventure. Take it wherever you want. I'm just describing it. It's your guys' story. One thing about JoJo, like the reason I based it off JoJo is because they have these like powers. They have like these abilities called stands. And I was like, okay, I'm going to give each character their own specific power, each character their own stats, their own abilities, their own characteristics. Sean right here, Sean and Mike, they're both a part of it. I've written them both characters. I've written them both rivals, their own backstories. Not for them, they can create their own thing. But I've written backstories, I put everything into it. Where's Sean? No. This is Sean right here. Let's see, there's... Where's Michael? Sorry, this one was Michael's. His was the ability to manipulate wax in just any way, shape, or form possible. I changed it because I figured you had enough time to think it out. His original one was any wound he inflicted caused internal damage. And I was like, wow, that's kind of overpowered. So I changed it to where he would be able to manipulate wax. And that could honestly be anything. Like, one thing about D&D is it does not limit your imagination. You do whatever you want to do. So if Mike was like, okay, I want to carry a pocket, like a pocket full of wax and just throw it at someone, he could. I couldn't tell him no. he could do whatever he wants. Yes.
So you'll hear this question a lot. What were some things that you learned throughout this process?
Throughout this,
Uh-huh.
well,
Throughout the whole
throughout the whole,
Capstone project presentation process.
about myself, I'm not satisfied with anything I ever do. I'm always going to be my worst critic. And specifically music. Like, that was the reason I kind of ventured away from the album. Was because I was like, yeah, no, I love music. I love writing. I love performing. I love playing. But I don't like anything I do. I'm my own worst critic. I always see, okay, this is where I could do better, but it doesn't always make me happy with what I do. When it came to this, I was like, okay, I could add to this, and add to this, and add to this. And constantly just do something. Like, there was never a part where it was like, okay, that's dumb, scrap it. Or it was like, so, I don't know. I learned that I'm not really satisfied with anything I've ever wanted to do. But I'm happy. It leads me to do different things. Like, yeah, this is a completely different step away from what I was planning on doing. But I'm happy with it. I'm content with it. Like, this is something I put a lot of time, a lot of thought, a lot of heart into. And it's